All right, hey there, Chica Pies. How we doing? How we feeling? Happy 4th of July Eve. It is Wednesday evening. I'm actually, I guess pretty much headed home. I just left my son or my grandson's t-ball game, and I don't know what their concept is. I think they just play. There's no like win or lose. They just, everybody gets to hit. I don't know. So they all did well. That's all I can say. It was so nice to see them out there. And as you can tell, I'm looking quite festive today. I am all geared up for the 4th of July. Got my red, white, and blue on. And I'm probably looking a little bit flushed because it was so hot out there, y'all. I mean, I'm talking hot. And I'm actually parked in front of Marshall's. And I'm really trying my bestest not to go in there. And I really think I don't know, I'm not in the mood right now. So I think I am just gonna sit here and do this quick little video, and then I'm gonna take my bum home because I'm actually hungry and I'm ready to grab me some food. So yeah, so that being said, let me go ahead and tell you guys why I pulled over and decided that I was gonna chat with you all. I had asked if you guys wanted me to do kind of like a little, you know, like a little summertime series or something, like, you know, giving you guys kind of like a little bit of something in my car, almost like a story time, or I don't know really what we would call it, but a couple people said they would like to hear that. So I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna do this. So today I want to tell you all a little bit about, you know, I've always said to y'all how people just come to me and they will just open up to me, and I don't, you know, I don't expect it. I mean, like literally I can be just standing somewhere and someone will literally walk up to me, and before I know it, they're telling me their life story. Well, the other day at work, one of our clients, or like I guess one of the other people that we deal with, I don't know if you would call them a client, but whatever, had come by to pick up a check, and she and I have talked on the phone so many times, like so many times, and it's always been such a pleasant conversation. I think I spoke with her literally like my first day there, and she was asking me for some stuff, and I was just like, I have no idea. I just like started, but give me a minute, let me see what I can do. And it was just kind of like a pleasant experience. And so every time she calls, we would actually just be like, hi, you know, like we best friends or something, but never had set eyes on her. And, you know, only knew her name basically because of the fact that, you know, we did business with them. So the other day she was coming by for the first time, and we were so excited that we were going to get to meet each other, and it was just like we expected. You know, we were laughing and talking, and, you know, just minor chit chat about the kids. And, you know, I think she's got several kids. You know, of course my kid is already grown, but, you know, we just kind of like did the, you know, the chit chat stuff. And as we're standing there, before I know it, we're in like this serious conversation. And we were talking about, you know, raising our children in today's world, and like, what is it okay to say or do, or, you know, like, how do you teach them certain things when they, you know, when they start liking boys, when the girls start liking boys, or the boys start liking girls. And, you know, and I kind of shared with her some of the things that I did with my son. Not that I know what I did was right or wrong, just the basics of just, you just go with what you think is right. And I shared with her how after he got older, he like sat down one day and we had a conversation, and he was just like so thankful for the things that I shared with him and the way I chose to do things with him. And so she was like, oh, I'm just so nervous, my husband's so nervous. And we talked about growing up in small towns and country towns, and, you know, and I'd shared with her how naive I was growing up, and she was, I think, more naive than me growing up. She was raised in a Catholic home, and there were just things you just did not do, talk about, or anything. And she was saying that she had to make the decision because her daughter is now seeing a boy that they like. She can tell like they like each other. Like she's old, you know, she's older, she's like a teen, and she's at that point where it's like, is at any moment now she's gonna, you know, they're gonna have to have that conversation. And she's like, you know, like it's affecting them, you know, her husband's all nervous and she's all nervous because, like, if you put your daughter on birth control, is that saying it's okay to have sex? Or, you know, or if you don't put your child on birth control, then you're subjecting them to, you know, possibility of a teenage pregnancy. And you know, and she was saying that she wanted to teach her child, you know, some different things about life, and because she knows that she needs to know these things, and how when she was a child no one told her. And she shared with me that when she went off to college, she had no idea about life, no idea about a lot of things that someone should have told her. And she shared with me that when she was in college, she had placed herself in a bad situation, and basically from that she was raped, and that it was a horrible thing to have happened to her. And so she had to share that with her daughter, like, well, the decision to share that with her daughter, like, because, you know, she wanted to explain to her daughter about, you know, like knowing what type of group of crowds to hang out with, you know, because her daughter soon will be going off to college, and, you know, just the whole trying to figure out what, you know, like, I need to tell her certain things. And so she made the decision to set her daughter down and tell her daughter, like, what happened to her, and hoping that she would choose better judgment when she goes out and she's out there on her own, and she's with, you know, other people and different crowds of people and different people from different walks of life. And she said it was the hardest thing she'd ever had to do, but she felt like because of different aspects of her daughter's questioning the whole, like, you know, what it is you're telling me, she felt compelled that she had to share that with her daughter. But then after she shared it, she was like, I don't know if I should have done that or not, like maybe I shouldn't have. And, you know, because, like, she said it was, you know, like her daughter was like just in total shock. And I told her, I said, well, you know what, I said, I can't, I've been through something very similar myself. And I told her that it is one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do is share a story like that. But on the flip side of that, her daughter probably gained a lot more respect for the wisdom that she has, because knowing that someone that you love went through something like that will make you think, no matter how old you are. And so it was just crazy that she was like, you know, sitting there sharing this with me. And then she kind of like at one point, you know, her eyes got a little bit full of tears, and she was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just shared that with you. Like it was nothing. And I said, you know, and I kind of not laughed, but I kind of like, you know, like I guess kind of like a sigh inside, because I was like, this happens to me all the time. I gave her a hug and I said, you know what, I said, for whatever reason you needed to get this off your chest today, and nobody's sitting in line to judge you. You know, unfortunate for you, this had to happen to you, but you know, you grew from it. And, you know, and she said, and that, you know, like she was saying, and I had placed myself in that situation just because I had no idea what to expect when I went off to college. And I liked boys, and I thought, oh boy, you know, like it was like I finally get a chance to do some of the things that my mom didn't allow me to do, and it just allowed me to put myself in a very bad situation. And, you know, and not that it's her fault, but like she recognized the fact that because she was not aware of all the things that she should have been aware of, she placed herself in a bad situation. And I reiterated to her that, see, this is why it was important that you tell your daughter the things that you did tell her. Now, is that going to prevent certain things from happening? We have no guarantees about that. When our kids leave our side, they make decisions, sometimes good and sometimes bad. We have to love them no matter what. And that's what I told her. And I said, and as they make those decisions, we just have to trust that whatever decision they make, good or bad, that they will get past, like they will be able to, you know, succeed in life and get where they need to go. And, you know, and she's like, you're just so easy to talk to. And I mean, we just had a great time chatting. And then we decided we were going to do lunch, because we were just like, oh my God, we just have a connection. And you know, that day I sat down at my desk and I thought, oh my gosh, like something so personal. And before I knew it, she was, I mean, you know, she was telling me her story, and I was just like, wow, like, you know, it's just an amazing thing that, you know, she felt that confidence or that trust in me to be able to share such a story with me. And I don't know. And I guess it, like I said, I've had a very similar situation that maybe one day I'll do a story time about myself. But, you know, and I was not in a, I did not place myself in a bad situation. I just was approached by someone that was out for no good. And, you know, and it still affects me to this day in some aspects of things. And so I know from my experience that her experience had to be 10 times worse. And so, you know, I'm just thankful that she felt it was okay to get it out and say it. And, you know, and I wish her the best. I wish her daughter the best. But then it was like, I was like, you know, I'm sure there's other parents that are dealing with, you know, when your child get to be a certain age, like how much is it okay to tell them or to share with them? How much can you disclose to your children about your life? And, you know, I made some decisions to share a lot of things with my son about his father and myself. We were high school sweethearts. Whoa. We were the first. Well, he was my first. I wasn't his first. But, you know, I shared some of that with my son when I was discussing with him about having respect for young ladies and, you know, and, you know, just that whole, like, getting to that point and letting him know that while I'm your mom, I want you to have that trust in me that it's okay to come to me. And no matter what you come to me with, I'm going to listen and I'm going to be here for you. And, you know, we had some situations, you know, like as they're growing up, and, you know, I can remember him coming to me with certain things and I was just like, oh my God, like, but, you know, I made it through it. And that was what I shared with her. I said, oh my gosh, there were times where he would tell me something or he would share something with me and I would be, you know, like I hold this straight face and literally go into the bedroom and just like practically scream my brains out because I was like, oh my God, what do I say now? What do I do now? Or whatever. And none of it was really bad, but it's just when you are hearing your child say certain things, you're just kind of like, not my baby, you know? So I don't know. So I just thought, you know, this is one of those things that I'm sharing with y'all because I'm sure now a lot of you are probably my age and you don't have little ones at home, you know, teenagers at home anymore, but you may have grandchildren, or some of you actually that are watching my channel might be, you know, with children or teenagers, or you might be a young person yourself. And if you are in any of those elements of life, just know the main thing in life is to please have respect for yourself. And if you're a parent if you're a teenager and your parent is trying to teach you something or explain to you something, listen to them, because most of the time they're speaking to you from experience. And if you are a parent and you have teenage group of people, youngsters in your life, and you're trying to figure out the right way to do, there is no book, there's no guarantee. I don't like saying, but it's the truth. There is no right or wrong way, because every situation is different. So you have to judge your situation based on where you are with your child, where your child maturity level is, where things are going for them in life. It's, you know, like I couldn't sit here and tell you to base your situation off of what I did with my son, because no two situations will be the same. And if you're a grandmother and you have grandchildren, and you know your grown children may be coming to you like, mom, like, you know, blase at this point in life, or they're wanting to have sex, or they're speaking of having sex, what do I do? You know, it's some stuff, y'all. It's really some stuff. So, you know, just do what you feel is right. Look at the situation with a broad and open mind. Think of the fact that we are in a different world now. We're in a world with social media. There's just so many other things out there that we didn't have to deal with per se when we were children, but our children and our grandchildren are having to deal with it. So we just need to be supportive, be open-minded, and, you know that it is okay sometimes to just share something that we've gone through, in lieu of making a situation better, or teaching a child that we are humans too. We have the same, you know, issues. We fall in love when we fell in love when we were young. We, snuck out of the house when we were young. We did those things. And so when we're sitting here telling you that you shouldn't do these things, or like, don't go somewhere without letting me know where you are, it is because we're speaking from experience. Now, is it gonna stop them? Probably not. But yeah, so anyway, that's just a little bit of a, just something to share with you all for today. And yeah, I just could not believe that she trusted me enough to share that with me. And like I said, it really touched home for me in so many ways. And I am looking forward to having lunch with her so that we can, just have other conversations together, and just have some chatting moments, because I know by listening to her that what she went through was a big deal. And I am going to get going now because I need to get my bum home. But yeah, so that was today's little chitter chatter. And yeah, so I'm not going to stay on because it's already been 15 minutes. And I'm trying to keep these videos at a minimum because I'm going to upload this probably tonight when I get home. Well, no, is this the one? No, tomorrow. Yesterday's I'm gonna upload. I'm kind of like I like how I'm doing them right now, I think. Anyway, we'll see. I need some glasses on because I can't see. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And if I have any young listeners, I really want to emphasize to you the heart of having respect for yourself. Young girls, young boys, it's a tough world out there we're living in right now. There's a lot going on. Every time we turn on our news, it's just something's going on all the time. And so I highly encourage you. And YouTube is a big market of where there's a lot of things happening. And so if you're a young person and you're watching my channel right now, take this from me, that you have listened to your parents. Be cognizant of what they say and what they teach you, because they are truly doing it in your best interest. And I know sometimes it's hard, and when you find yourself in a situation, you go to your parents and you talk to them, and not every parent's gonna be the same. Some parents may not be able to understand, or may not be as easygoing about it. But your alternative is to suffer in silence, or to wonder in silence, or to go out and do something that you're going to regret. So definitely go to a parent and talk to your parents and let them know what you're feeling. When you're feeling some type of way about a boy, about a girl, whatever the case might be, it is part of life. As you grow older, you will have needs, wants, and desires. And unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, but I say that very lightly, yeah, because it is part of life, and it is going to happen. And so you need to understand how to handle those mixed emotions. And so when you start having those emotions, you do need someone to go to and someone to talk to about them before you act on them, because acting on them can be a permanent situation. So it's very important to understand what you're getting yourself into, and have somebody that you trust that you can talk to about it, and not your girlfriend, not the girl that sits behind you in class. It needs to be your parents, or an adult that has some knowledge behind them, that can lead you in the right direction. And remember, no one should force you to do anything that you don't want to do. And if you don't want to do it, stay firm. Whether it's drinking, I am a 52-year-old person, and I have never drank in my life, and I still deal with peer pressure right to this day. I have grown men and women trying to encourage me to drink almost every day of my life. Someone at some given time will try to tell me I need to take my first drink. And so it never ends. So know that, these things in life, don't ever let anyone force you to do them. If it's not in your will or not in your desire, you don't have to do them. And you can still be the cool person that you are. I have never felt slighted in the least bit. I go out, I have a great time. When I was in school, I had great times with my friends, and I never felt like I needed to be a person to be drinking or anything like that. Now, I did grow up in a small town, and I didn't per se go out to clubs or anything like that. But, you know, I did socialize with friends that actually were drinking, you know, and things of that nature. I made the decision to never let anyone force me to do anything that I didn't want to do under the habit of peer pressure. So just know that the decision is yours to make and not anyone else's. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close out, and I will see you guys in my very next video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I can't talk. And please, by all means, thumbs up this video, because it lets me know that you have enjoyed my video and that you want to see these quick little story time car vlog type of things coming. And feel free to share this video, especially if there's someone that you know that might be in that situation, whatever it may be, and that they might need to hear just a little bit words of encouragement, or to know that they too are not alone. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my very next vlog. Bye.